This is TV Platinum. Here are the top 5 stories making the headline.
Number 1. President Bola Tinubu has signed the 2025 appropriation bill of 54.99 trillion naira into the law. The signing ceremony took place on Friday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, in the presence of National Assembly leaders and senior government officials. The National Assembly passed the budget on Thursday, February 13, increasing it from the initial 49.7 trillion naira submitted by the President. The 2025 budget represents a 99.96% increase from the 2024 budget of 27.5 trillion naira. A breakdown of 2025 budget: total expenditure 54.99 trillion, statutory transfers 3.65 trillion naira, recurrent non-debt expenditure 13.64 trillion naira, capital expenditure 23.96 trillion naira. On number 2, the Supreme Court on Friday reinstated the ruling that prevents the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Accountant General of the Federation from disbursing statutory allocations to Rivers State. Additionally, the Apex Court directed that Honorable Martins Amaewhule-led faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly and other elected members to resume legislative duties without hindrance. The court faulted the Abuja Court of Appeal for overturning the initial order that altered the release of funds to Rivers due to Governor Siminalayi Fubara's refusal to re-represent the 2024 appropriation bill before the Amaewhule-led Assembly faction. It ruled that the Federal High Court in Abuja had jurisdiction to hear the case filed by the 27 lawmakers who challenged the government's withdrawal and expenditure of state funds without the Assembly's approval. On number 3, the Nigeria Labour Congress has called off its planned protest scheduled for March 1, 2025, following an agreement with the federal government to reduce the proposed telecom tariff hike from 50% to 35%. According to Punch newspapers, the NLC reached a compromise after negotiations with government representatives. The decision was welcomed by the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers, which urged authorities to introduce relief measures to ease the burden on telecom users. On number 4, the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice has declared a lawsuit filed by Khalifa Abiola and 2 others against the Nigerian government as inadmissible. The case, which accused the government of human rights violations related to the 1996 assassination of Mrs. Kudirat Abiola, was dismissed on Friday. Justice Edward Amoako Asante ruled that the applicants lacked legal standing as they failed to establish a direct relationship with Kudirat Abiola or provide a legal mandate to act on behalf of her estate. The plaintiffs, Khalifa Abiola, Mariam Abiola, and Hadi Abiola, had argued that Kudirat, the wife of MKO Abiola, was murdered while advocating for her husband's release from detention after the annulled 1993 presidential election. And lastly, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Olanipekun Olukoyede, has revealed that he turned down bribes totaling 500 million naira from various individuals during his mother's funeral in 2019. Speaking at the 38th Anti-Corruption Situation Room in Abuja on Thursday, Olukoyede disclosed that the offers came in the form of checks and drafts from ministers, permanent secretaries, directors, and other top officials. The event themed Ethics, Integrity, Corruption, Risk Assessment, and Anti-Corruption at National and Sub-National Levels, Sustaining the Fight Against Corruption in Nigeria, was organized by the Human and Environmental Development Agenda Resource Center, Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission, ICPC, and EFCC, with support from the MacArthur Foundation.
Those are the top stories. Do subscribe and follow us across all our platforms to get more of this update.